Being at number 1, 2, or 3 nearly the entire season, we have to face the day of, yeah, the really annoying defense, I would call it. But today, yeah, I think this will change what you're seeing right now. This were the screens of today's morning, like the rankings pretty much after the day of yesterday, after everyone did his attacks, got in the defense and everything. Being number 1 for pretty much the entire season in Germany and number 1, 2, or 3 globally. It was a pretty good run so far, but I guess now we have to take a look at the defenses today, and they're not looking good. They're not looking good at all. Like 3 triples already, and the fourth is already down here. So 4 triples, it's tough, but maybe we'll come back on offense. But what I want to take a look at today is the variety when it comes down to attacking in the trophy leaderboard, like overall in Legends, and especially at the top, which is super, super cool right now. There's so many attack strategies, which is super impressive. I think before the update, we saw really like a lot of one-sided attacks, like nearly always Packer Smash. Packer Smash is still by far the most used attack strategy, even at the top, but still, with the latest balance changes and the new hero levels, I think that there are way more and new army strategies as well coming up, and that's super cool to see. And we want to take a look at those guys attacking my base. At the same time, sadly, my original base, what I wanted to use, had a cooldown, so I had to use like a base which I tend to use in clan wars, and like it's pretty old, and we used it in, I think, Madrid. It did too, like it did really poorly over there, but still, I have so many trophy bases right now in my like old trophy bases in my base slots that I had kind of no other options than just trying this. And I got punished for it pretty hard. But let's take a look at the first attack, and I think already 4 out of the, or like 2 out of those 4 attacks were from top 5 players from the last day. I think the Great Fortini was around number 2 or something. No, I think he was number 5. And the other guy who will take later with minors, which is great to see, will be attacking with, I think, oh no, he was number 2 or 3, something like that. So that was pretty good by them, and not that good by my defense, sadly. So we take a look at the diverse variety, which is getting used when it comes down to strategies right now at the top. And he had some great bounces, like immediately all of the sweepers were gone, and now he has like so many high HP buildings in the core, like the Expos, the Eagle, the CC, like the Clan Castle, etc. So he's getting so nice bounces, and so like so much value out of them, that the core is immediately getting wrecked, and yeah, the queen can clean up in the end. It's getting really, really close. Like you can see, I will speed this up since it's like only a couple of Electro Dragons left anyways. The other Electro Dragon at the top is getting, yeah, roasted by that black mine. Then one of the Electro Dragons are coming in. Queen has to use her ability really soon. The Electro Dragon is tanking really nicely, getting another bounce as well. And that was the crucial bounce, because now his queen can win the 1 versus 1, and this is going to be a triple in the end. Was super close. He got the luck on that on his side this time. It's always like there are so many close attacks in Leagend League, so it's always like sometimes you get it, sometimes not. So he did a nice attack, got the 40 trophies, and I lost them sadly. But we take another look at this time like a different version of Packer Smash, since there are so many single Inferno Towers out there at the top of the trophy leaderboard. A lot of people are like opting in a couple of witches in their army compositions, which is quite cool. So that's what he's using right now. Most of the guys with Packer Smash, or like overall those like Queen Walk into heavy bowler, witches, Packer, whatever, they're using or tend to use wall breakers sometimes, which is interesting to me because normally you don't see those in this army, but a lot of players are deciding that it's nice and has some value in like funneling, getting into the air defenses you need, because a lot of bases have those anti air defenses for funneling, for queen walks, for example. So that's pretty cool adjustment when it comes down to the army composition for the leaderboards. And at the same time, if you're wondering why the heck, like I'm seeing so many Packer Smash, while you guys maybe see so many Electro Dragons, there's a huge difference in the trophies right now in Leagend League. So this means Leagend League isn't Leagend League, basically. So there's a difference in the trophy range from around 5k to 5.4k. It's pretty much an entire different game. Like, you're seeing so many Electro Dragons, you're seeing insanely amount of 1 stars, even 0 stars. Like, there are a lot of people that are, for example, not using all of their heroes, just trying the new Leagend League. So it's completely different than if you're getting above 5.6k when it comes down to Legend trophies. Then it's getting a completely different game. You're seeing way more Suilal, for example. P.E.K.K.A Smash is the most used attack strategy over there, while, for example, at the lower levels, it's more about Electro Dragons. And at the top, it's basically mostly P.E.K.K.A Smash. Then I think the second most strategy is Suilalo. And then it's like coming a couple of like Queen Charge Lalo, Queen Charge Hawks, Mass Hawks. You will see that later as well. We saw Queen Charge Miners pretty often as well, which is cool. And I think I would try that as well, even though I said in one of my latest videos that I don't like the strategy too much for pushing, because you have to invest too much into the pathing for all of the troops. But I don't know, like, some people just manage to get it to work, so I would try it as well. Just to try a little bit around. At the same time, understand the attacks a bit better, so I can build better bases. And I know for sure there are coming a couple of more base layouts for you guys that should defend pretty well in the mid to low trophy ranges. But right now it's really tricky to get like a base which is defending really, really good at the top. And I think as soon as someone's coming up with a new good base, you guys will see him that he's like always jumping like in the trophy ranges. For example, the #1 player right now, I think has a really good base. We saw it a couple of times, like the style. I've already seen a couple of players trying to copy the base and at the same time copying the idea of the base. So it's really nice to see the base meta evolving pretty much. So that's going to be nice. And this is going to be pretty much like a kill squad hawk, mass hawk. I don't know. Like, it's still 42 hawks, so it's like a lot of hawks. The idea behind this is that there's no defense right behind the town hall, which means in the second layer there's no damage. And as soon as he's managing, which he did nicely, to not activate the town hall, he's safe from a lot of damage, because the town hall is not defending itself. There's only pretty much wizard towers around, which is not too much damage when it comes down to a queen or ice golem or P.E.K.K.A. So that's nice. And that's basically it, how he just gets rid of the town hall and then can just like mass hog the base pretty much. Yes, still two skeleton spells left, which is surprising to me that he's using 2. I think I would have just used 1 and maybe 1 freeze or something like that. But he decided to go with 2 in this case. And, well, in the end it worked, so he should be right with that. And we are seeing the Hawks coming in, getting into the defenses. He's using another heal at the bomb tower. At the bomb towers, no heal at the bottom so far. He has 1 heal left. Now he's using it, which means he has to use the warden ability as well, because I think the queen targeted his warden, which was kind of unlucky, but at the same time, there's so many Hawk left, it won't make any difference. So this is going to be overkill triple. And me. It's super cool. I mean, I totally understand the cooldown, and I'm glad that it's there. But at the same time, if you don't manage the timings right on your bases, it's getting frustrating at at some point. So it's like super bad by me. Like I said, I completely missed the timing on my bases, and I didn't build a good base in the last couple of days, which is the reason why I'm dropping over the last couple of. I think it was #1 for 2 or 3 days, and then I dropped to the second, now to third. After this day, I should drop. Maybe I should drop out of the top 10, but let's see, I guess. But yeah, this is going to be the Mass Hog Rider triple. Really nice attack by him. I cannot shout out his name because it's I guess Chinese guy. But yeah, really great attack by him. And now we are seeing the attack from Void, who is like, this is the army what I'm thinking, or like I'm thinking about to copy it, try to understand it more, because it looks super cool. So he's using. I first thought that he would, when I watched the attack, I thought he would switch the Slammer into a Ram just to make sure that he's getting his Queen in. But then I saw the Warbreakers in his army composition, which isn't like too classic for a Queen Charge minor attack. At the same time, there's no P.E.K.K.A. for funneling, for example. There's just there's 3 baby dragons for funneling purposes. So that's, I guess, his only funnel. And at the same time, you normally try to use the king for the minors for the funnel. But in this case, he's using the king for the queen funnel, and he's using the slammer to funnel his minors, which is a pretty cool idea. And I would for sure try it. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see how it works, I guess. But he's doing it really, really nicely. Getting the town hall. Town hall is actually, or like, targeting your sealers, and he's using immediately a free spare for that, which is nice. And he's using 3 rages to invest into his queen. Then he has those flex spells, I would call them, like the 2 free spells. And depending on how the attack goes, he can invest them into the queen, for example, like in this case for the town hall. And at the same time, he could like place it pretty much anywhere, like for the miners, just to get rid of Inferno Tower, maybe freeze the eagle in combination with the Expo and the queen. So he has a lot of possibilities in that case, using another red just to speed things up. And it's like super cool to see, I guess, that he's managing to get the triple in 1 minute and 15 seconds with minus. Normally it's around like 130, 140 around where you should start with his minus, but it's still like 1 minute and around 5 seconds where he's starting with his minus, which is super late. But at the same time, I guess somehow worked. Like he has 50% already gone off the base, and now what he's doing, he's dropping in the slammer onto the archer tower just to make sure that all of the miners stay inside. And behind the slammer, he's using his 3rd baby dragon just to make sure that there's cleanup pretty much, because he has only 1 wizard in his army composition, I think, or like 1 or 2, so not that many wizards. He's more relying on the baby dragons, which is always really risky, because if you're having bad luck, or like the opponent predicted your entry and you're running into a lot of black mines on the outside, I mean, still he has like 3 baby dragons, but still, like, they could die fast. And especially what I'm thinking about is when he has to funnel at a point where a lot of air defenses are, which could get tricky. But yeah, I mean, he's, I think, right now 2nd or something in the world, which means the army should work for him, so he knows what he's doing. So I would probably try this as well, at least in FCs. I don't know whether I would already try it in pushing, because I want some trophies back, man. Like, minus 160 trophies in 4 attacks, that's harsh. That's not nice of them. So I think we dropped top 100. Nope. What we at? Holy crap. Holy 239. That's an oof. Holy crap. That's, I need to get my attacks in soon. But yeah, it's getting closer and closer that like everyone is getting closer together at the top, because it's so hard to gain trophies at the top. Like, there's so many good attackers, and I think it might be even good that I'm dropping out, because I think it could be a good idea, especially really short, like that's just like brainstorming actually. But I think it could be a good idea if you start dropping, like before the season ends, around 1 to 200 trophies, and then spinning over there on the last day, because then you're not getting the top bases. Like, those bases are tough to attack. Those guys have really good bases, which means it could be a good idea to drop, and then you're first getting weaker bases, and second you're getting weaker attackers on your bases as well. Which could be, well, let's see how this works for me, I guess. But I try for sure to get back at the top. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you guys in the next one.